Hey everyone, it's Short Round back with another video for you. This time it is a review of the Hot Toys MMS 487 T'Chaka from the Black Panther movie. Now, as you can see on the sticker on the box, he is a Hot Toys exclusive, so he's part of the kind of Toy Fair kind of quartet that you normally do each year that are a little bit more out there and a little bit weird and wacky. This guy was joined by the concept art Black and White Captain America, the Tron Neon Iron Man that they did, and the Dark Side Anakin. So he's part of that they release at conventions, making him a little bit scarcer than normal as time goes on, especially considering that this isn't going to get an in-store release, for example. It's pretty much you're limited to conventions, and then certain retailers online are going to be able to get their hands on a couple, but don't expect to see this guy's in stores. He is, like I say, he's from the Black Panther movie, all of the kind of 3 or 4 minutes of it that is in the film, but that doesn't dissuade the fact that, personally to me, I think the T'Chaka design is actually probably the better costume of the entire Black Panther movie. I wasn't really blown away by the kind of restyled suit for the actual Black Panther character, and I wasn't really that fussed about the Killmonger costume. So this guy was really nice. As we'll see, he is basically the Civil War kind of Black Panther, but he's got a few more extra features on him, and obviously a slightly different head sculpt, but the rest of the body and things are just the Black Panther Civil War costume. As you can see from the box, some really nice artwork. You probably can't really make it out too well, but this is some nice kind of gold foil print work on there as well, and I do really like that they've used this kind of patterned design that is echoed into the costume, and you've got a really nice embossed version of the helmet there as well. It's really, really nice. I do like this kind of collar as well that's echoed across the front of the artwork. It's really, really nice actually. I'm quite impressed. Again, you've got your usual exclusive sticker on the front there, a couple of logos at the bottom, as per usual. This is wrapped around again, some more of that foil, and this is all embossed too. Flip around to the back and you've got all your usual warnings, your little secret base foil logo there. Obviously you've got it from Hong Kong, your secret base logo, couple of choking hazards and things should you be silly enough to give it to someone under the age of 15, but it doesn't recommend it for that. And then just more of the same really wrapping around, you know, your MMS 487 16 T'Chaka there. And just, it's really nice. All of the actual pattern here is embossed. All the different bits of it are all embossed. You can see as the light's catching it there, that all the different bits of the pattern are all separately embossed into it. It just carries it around. There's not much else really to show you on the front, but it is a very nice design. I do like it a lot. Lifting the front off, there's nothing on the inside of the box. It's just your standard chew box design, and then you've got your little cardboard insert that sits over the top of the plastic clam tray where your figure lives. On this, again, it carries that same artwork pattern. I like how they've kind of stylized it a little bit here as well, and you've got your usual cast and crew, you know, your Howard Chan, JC Hong, you know, quite a lot of people that are usually affiliated with these have got their name on it, so it's not really anything new, but it's I like the pattern, the way that it carries across that motif from the actual box art itself. Taking the cardboard insert out, and you've got your plastic clam tray, like I say, where your figure normally sits, and he's very limited. Probably I'd say 5 accessories that come with this figure. He is very, very trimmed down in terms of the bits that he comes with, but don't let that dissuade you. He's a really, really nice figure. What we'll do now is we'll clear this out of the way, we'll get his accessories out, and we might as well get the figure out at the same time, given the fact that there isn't that much to go over compared to normally. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, so we're back, and this is T'Chaka out of his box. I'm going to do it this way around instead of doing the kind of normal thing that I do, where I get all the accessories out and talk you through them, because frankly there's not that many accessories in this figure. It makes a lot more sense to show you him and then show you the bits that come with him afterwards. As you can see, like I mentioned before, the main kind of principal part of this is that the figure is essentially a recycling. Almost 90% of it really is the original Civil War Black Panther that we got. Naturally, as you can see here, all the silver chrome bits are replaced with this gold, which is really, really nice. And to be honest, I don't think the camera is doing it justice, because it is really, really nice and shiny gold chrome. It's really strong and really vibrant. He's got a brand new head sculpt as well, so if we just have a quick mosey in closer to this. Do apologise for my shaky hands, by the way. You can see that gold really, really striking and starting to pop out when I get close to it as well. It is really, really cool. Like I said before, it is this kind of rubbery costume that the original Civil War Black Panther had, with the kind of embossed and raised texture details on it in that rubber, which is really nice. I'm not really sure how it's going to hold up the test of time with a bit of posing. As we get kind of down, you'll see that obviously he's got his Wakandan ceremonial robes on there, and he's got some kind of combat trousers on with some straps and things, which are quite nice. Not really sure how they fit into it, and having rewatched the movie again recently, you don't actually see him from kind of this bit down, so I'm not really sure. I think there's probably a little bit of like artistic license maybe that was taken into consideration there. Interestingly enough, it is the whole Black Panther rubber suit all the way through head to toe for the figure, so they didn't put a kind of stop to it here and put a naked body underneath it, which is a little bit of a problem when we get to articulation. But the detail in it, I mean, when we get to the kind of these robes and things, the little bits on the banding there, the little trinkets that are hanging off it, just rotating around, some really nice stitching work up the side of it, and it just carries on really, really nicely. The patterning's lovely. Really, really impressed with that. I mean, again, you see this character for all of about 4 or 5 minutes in the film, and I really, really like the design. Again, that face is great. You can actually appreciate the kind of cat face with the fangs, and the kind of snarling kind of nose of it as well, a lot more on this, especially with those kind of swept back ears. It does look a lot more pantherish. I know that's probably a really silly word to say, but really, really impressed with that. Panning back out, like I say before, you've basically got a Civil War Black Panther with a different head sculpt and a few extra bits of clothing on him. So articulation wise, it's not really anything than what you've probably already seen. I don't actually own a Civil War Black Panther, but I've had a play with one, and it is the same articulation really, so not really too much with the arms here. It just does allow you to get an almost kind of straight arm out pose, but it just bunches the suit up, so just be careful with that. Can't really rotate it forwards much and back. It gives you probably about that much, so not really too far forwards. Again, I don't really want to risk anything with the suit. Got a double elbow bend under the arm, so it does get all the way out here. And obviously he's got his full range of movement normally in a wrist. Head rotation wise, he's got full range of movement with his head, no problems there, and he's actually got a separate neck peg as well that runs under here, so it does give you the full motion there. Again, just be wary of bunching the suit up around any seams that you make. He has got an ab crunch, which is quite nice. He gets a bit of a lean forward, which is quite cool, and he can rotate as well. The kind of top half of the suit and the costume and everything that he's wearing doesn't really limit him at all. It's just the fact that Black Panther rubber suit is underneath everything. The legs, if you just lift him off his stand, give you about that. As much as your movement separates the legs, it's really, really limited. Talking to a few friends, the go-to really, like I say, would have been to stop the suit there, give him some standard legs underneath that costume, and you'd have had a full range of movement. Alternatively, you can take the trousers off, snip the suit where the rubber is underneath it, and put the trousers back on. You'll never see it, but it is damaging a rare limited figure. Knee joints, you've got a bit of wiggle left and right in the legs, and then a knee joint, which is a double jointed knee, so it does give you full range there. Again, it's a little bit restricted just due to the suit being under it. And his feet, they are on a ball joint, but they're quite tight and they don't really give you much. So you get a little bit of rock backwards and forwards and a left and right. That's about it. So he isn't as agile as I'd hoped the Black Panther figure to be, but I think this figure kind of gets away with it, just in the fact that he's the King T'Chaka. he looks really regal. Looks like he's wearing his ceremonial kind of outfit that'll turn up and give someone an ear bashing in rather than kind of infiltrate and protect Wakanda. He looks more like this is his symbol of office. Again, I mean, if you watch the beginning of the film, you get that impression from him anyway. I really like it. This is my preferred costume out of the entire Black Panther film, so really, really prefer this. I think the colour just adds a lot, especially that gold. Just makes that black suit pop a little bit more. And also the helmet and things are a lot more glossy. On the official kind of Civil War Black Panther figure we had, he's a lot more matte, so I think it does it a lot of favours again just by putting that sheen on him. Accessories wise, it doesn't get much. It comes with the 2 pair of clothes fists as per a standard Hot Toys figure just when you get him out of the box. Then you get a pair of open palmed hands. These are the same hands that you get with the Civil War Black Panther. Again, the detail on there is really, really nice. I'm not really sure if I can try and catch it in the light because it's so glossy. But he's got some really nice detail. I love the kind of paw print in the gloves, in the palm there, which is really, really nice. And these are the claws retracted back, so we've just got the tips of his fingers in gold, which is quite nice, and some detail work on the kind of the knuckle joints of the fingers there too. Underneath it you can see that there's like a mesh underneath that kind of glossy black as well, which is nice. It ties it into the rest of the suit. As well as those 2 hands, you also get another pair of hands which are the same as the previous ones, except the claws are extended. These are really nice, they're really sharp. Again, these are the same as what you got in the Civil War Panther, so nothing new, but they've just touched it up a bit. They've put some more glossy black on there, and they've chromed the fingers in gold this time. That's about it for your accessories, other than the one thing, and that's his little bead bracelet that he gets. And I'm not sure if you can see this on here because it's really, really cool. It's really, really tiny. But on each one of those spheres there's a little pattern. It's really, really subtle, but really, really nice. I love the touch of it. They're kind of pearlescent as well, which is quite nice. But that's it. That is literally all your accessories that you get with this figure. You do get some more pegs, just some black pegs for the wrists, as per the standard, and obviously you always get your instructions. Really, really limited instructions telling you how to put your beads on. How to be careful with the head when you're kind of rotating it around, which I mentioned before. Be careful with the claws because they are quite sharp, and indeed they really are. And just don't be silly with it. Just don't kind of put anything sharp near that robe. And apparently the outfit is non-detachable, but I'm sure like I said, if you wanted to put some posability in those legs, you'd be able to doctor your way in and just snip that suit. I'm personally not going to. I think it's much better you keep the suit and kind of everything in pristine condition, just because it's quite limited, and also the fact that because he's or like a king at this point in the movie. It's the original King T'Chaka. He looks really regal even if you just have him stood there, so I don't think dynamic poses really are anything really detrimental to him. It's a bit disappointing that you can't have him kind of throwing himself about, but no, I like him. I prefer this incarnation to, like I say, the UV version that's the actual Black Panther from the film. That's about it really. I can't really go over too much of it. The only thing I haven't really touched on is the base, and it sounds really silly, I guess. But I was under the impression that these Infinity War bases, or these kind of hexagonal ones that they were going to throw out for the octagonal rather bases that they were going to throw out for the Infinity War film, were going to be separate and like kind of different. They are hexagonal. Sorry, back and forth. And I thought they were going to be a different design. However, looking on the back there's a battery compartment. And I've just clocked that that is the same base that the RoboCop came on all those years ago, and they're just relicensing all the Marvel stuff onto these now. So yeah, I quite like the seven-sided kind of oblong ones that we got before, but these are a bit more ergonomic for you fitting your range of figures into your cabinet. I guess you know, when you come to getting your Infinity War guys, you can get about 4 or 5 figures in a debt of if they're all on these bases. So I guess it's a little bit better. But there's the Panther. I'm probably going to leave him in the cabinet in a museum pose, like I said, just because he looks so regal and really awesome. But that's about it really. Let me know what you guys think. I know he's a limited figure, but he's the type of thing that you'd get yourself, or you know, you're not that much. You know, not keen on it. You'd rather get the official Black Panther itself. I do know that some people are more inclined away from these Toy Fair exclusives. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. And you know, as per usual, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.